So hey guys, happy Friday. I'm here today with a different kind of Halloween Horror Nights video. Today we're gonna do a little bit of a flashback Friday to one of my favorite Halloween Horror Nights vlogs from my channel. So Universal reopened this past week, which means I think we're gonna start getting some more Horror Nights rumors coming in the future. But for now, still very quiet out there. I thought I'd do a little flashback video to one of my favorites from the past. Now, a couple weeks ago, I shared a Flashback Friday video on Twitter, and I was planning to make this into a series on my channel just in general, where I react to old vlogs from my channel because right now I can't travel anywhere, so I don't have any standard videos on Fridays. So today we're gonna watch an old vlog together. I'm gonna give you some backstory that you might not have received in the vlog. And if you like this kind of video, I also recommend checking out my friend Gary, who did a director's cut of one of his vlogs as well. So I think we're all trying to think outside the box right now and think of various ways that we can still bring fun videos to you guys even without being able to travel. And so thanks to him for helping inspire me take my Flashback Friday to the next level, and let's get started. Let's watch this old vlog together. I have chosen one of my favorites, which is the final night of Halloween Horror Nights 2014. I haven't watched this vlog in a really long time, so I'm curious to see what my reaction will be after all this time and to share some stories from this night with you guys because it was a good one. So if by chance this is the first video you're ever seeing of mine, hi, I'm Liz. I currently live in Texas, but I'm originally from Florida. And at the time of this vlog, I was living in Orlando, so I was able to go to the event the entire run. And as you'll see, I made some very special friendships this particular year of Horror Nights. But if you love Halloween Horror Nights and you love Universal, make sure to click the red button down below and subscribe. And let's jump into this.
Man, oh man, oh man. It is a chilly first day of November. And I just ran to get in the park because I was running late. So I didn't vlog at all on the way in because I literally made it from the parking garage to the front in 5 minutes in order to pick up my new ticket. And it's going to be really windy tonight. So hopefully you guys
Let's
can
see if I explain this.
now, but we're here. It's cool. I'm here. I'm here. For the very
Bill and
last
Ted's
night
reference.
of Horror Nights 2014. So yeah, Universal never opened it for Frequent Fear Pass or Frequent Fear Pass Plus. So I had to buy an extra ticket to be here tonight. Not super thrilled about that, but I'm here.
True.
I feel bad because I'm giving them business, which is what they wanted, but I can't miss the last
Sorry.
night. It's like the most fun. And look how gorgeous it is.
So I'm gonna pause there for a moment. Typically, at least to that point, Universal would open up the final night of Horror Nights to people who had frequent fear if the final night fell on a weekend where their pass wasn't good. In theory, we all expected to get that final night, even though it was a Saturday. We were expecting them to open it up because it was November 1st, I believe. As soon as Halloween is done, usually the park's pretty empty. So we fully expected to be able to go that Saturday, that they were gonna open it up and let pass holders come, and they didn't. And not only did they not open it to pass holders, but they considered it a peak night because it was a Saturday. I ended up paying another $70 to go for the final night. If I remember correctly, I believe it was $70 with the annual pass holder discount, but I couldn't miss it. I had way too many relationships this year with scare actors, way too many friends to visit, and I had to go see the final night of Bill and Ted's because 2013 was my favorite year of Bill and Ted's. 2014 was my second favorite, so could not miss the final night. So I spent, I think, an additional $70 to go that night, which was almost the same amount as my pass because back then I think the frequent fear was about $80 for annual pass holders. Also because of that, none of my friends were there except for I think Ron was a Universal employee at the time, so employees could go. So we'll see as the video goes on, but that explains my annoyance at the beginning.
In the 60s today, it's got lows in the 40s, which never happens in Florida. So I wanted to be outdoors anyway.
That was the other thing
so
too.
I bit the bullet and paid. Then I have to
Cold night at Horror Nights is precious.
Last look at the purge stuff in the daylight. It's gonna be gone soon.
You rarely get a cold night at Horror Nights, so if you're gonna get a cold night,
it's packed in here all right. So many people.
It's a peak night.
All right, here we go.
So yeah, at this point I'm alone because none of my friends are there.
Okay, so I did my last walkthrough of Alien vs. Predator. Pretty good last walkthrough. And now I'm waiting until 6 o'clock
Also, I never do that black eyeliner anymore. That was like my signature back then, and no.
The last 2 run-throughs of that one.
Last night was always
It's
sad.
already over. The whole year has flown by. I got here so early, they haven't even turned on the sign yet. Tonight I will be the very first person
This is a common thing for me that year.
going through by myself. First set.
All right, pausing again. That particular year, I went against the grain of how you should, in theory, open the park using stain screen because my friends Michael and Brandon, who you've seen in the vlogs a ton over the years, obviously you guys know Michael's my bestie, they were both in Giggles and Gore on the same cast, and they were cast A. So my strategy for 2014 is I basically went to Alien vs. Predator because Giggles wasn't open yet, and then I would go and wait for them to open that part of the park, and I would go straight to Giggles and Gore. And I would do Giggles and Gore about 4 times in a row right at the beginning of the night. There were times where I did the house entirely by myself and just kind of interacted with every scare actor as I went through. Got to pause and say hi to Michael and Brandon before I went through, and then maybe my 3rd time through, other guests would be there, and then I would go through like a normal person. But usually I got to do it about 4 times before there was even a line. Got to visit my friends a lot. So Michael and Brandon's cast that year knew me really well.
Oh yeah. Here we go.
Oh, disaster cue.
Last 2 times for Giggles.
Don't tell. I never, ever, ever, ever film in houses. You guys know I am a rule follower to a T, but it was the final night. There was nobody else in the house with me. I broke the rules a little bit, just a little.
So that was a fun first walkthrough by myself, first person in the house. So I'm going again.
Yep, going again.
Okay, so I did 2 walkthroughs at Giggles.
Okay.
Had a really good time.
Only 2 that night because it was the final night.
Probably gonna
Priorities.
come back later. But I'm running to Halloween now because I gotta at least do that before the lines get crazy.
I did love Halloween that
Time
year.
for Halloween? All right.
Look at that line. Look at that. You'll love to see it.
Look at that crazy, crazy line.
I'm gonna be snarky all night about the lack of lines.
Ah.
Because I paid the money, just warning you now.
Probably gonna go through this one twice. This is my favorite house this year, so.
Did I say it was my favorite house that year?
Hi, Halloween.
I don't know if that's true.
Oh my god.
I'd have to go back and look at the house list from 2014. Interesting that I put it above Dollhouse.
Dollhouse.
Meat.
About a 5-minute wait, and Ron's walking up behind me, so we're gonna go to these houses. So this is currently the line for Dollhouse.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
I would pay the $70 again to have that.
Look, I said I was willing to pay more in order to not have lines. So I guess in theory that's what I did. I paid more to have a night with no lines. Can't complain too much, but I'd rather not pay $73.
73, there it is.
Alright, last trip for Dollhouse.
Who can smell Dollhouse now?
Here we go.
Who smells it just seeing the house? I do.
Hey, there's a cute video. That wasn't here before.
It always makes me laugh when they add cue videos at the very end of the event. I get it.
Fun.
There's longer lines. They need to entertain people, but it's always funny. The effects on the house were so cool that year.
Okay. So it's after 7 o'clock. And it's still very quiet here. The fact that you can actually walk without having to dodge anyone. Wow, it's really pretty right now.
This is why it's one of my favorite nights.
That, but hey, pretty crusty land. So no stilts tonight thanks to the wind.
Okay, we're going into Face Off.
Jacket.
Coming out of the bayou. The bayou was way too dark to film. This is before I had my good camera.
Last night?
My scarecrow.
So last night, my 2 favorites right here.
Alright, so quick pause to talk about my scarecrows since I'm sure I'm not going to introduce them in this video. This was my first time ever creating a friendship with people in a scare zone that I didn't know ahead of time. So every other time I've really interacted with people in scare zones, I at least had a friend in that scare zone, and then that friend introduced me to other people in the scare zone, and I created friends that way. This was the first time I've ever met 2 people and interacted with them solely in the scare zone. Had never met them before in my life. And by the end of the event, Like, we'd become friends essentially, and one of them I'm actually still friends with. Hi Tim. I don't think you watch these, but hi Tim. Totally interacting with each other in the scare zone, me coming and visiting them because I thought they were funny, laughing at their antics. This particular night was especially funny. But yeah, they were my first scare zone interaction. Obviously I had future ones in Fab 55 and Invasion, and I've got my chainsaw friends that I've made all through just being in scare zones, but these two scarecrows were my first of that kind of friendship from Horror Nights.
Sad times.
I always stood in the spot when I came in the zone, so I would arrive and then they'd kind of realize I was there, and so they would come mess with me in between scaring people. But this was so, they had so much space to scare on this night. It was amazing to watch.
Love it. Love it. I think that was very
When
busy
it's the
tonight.
final night, there's no rules.
They've got nobody to scare. They're just like scaring each other.
Anything goes on the final night of Horror Nights. In fact, I think that guy that just ran, I think he was actually active backup. I don't even think he was in that zone permanently. Because that's Tim.
Oh my god, I'm dying. This is hilarious. This is worth the ticket right here, I swear.
Yep. No regrets about buying that ticket. Oh, they were so good working together. You'll love to see it. And I love seeing actors who worked so hard even on the final night. I mean, I guess the final night there's a lot of adrenaline, but you know they're tired, they're exhausted. It's been a long time. Oh, you got me.
This is the other cast, this character.
Okay, we switched casts. Now, that scare actor Ron was friends with,
Yeah.
so I knew him through Ron.
So this
And he
is
still works the event, but not as a scare actor anymore.
almost 8 p.m. These are your wait times. Yep, it's real busy tonight. Oh look, Walking Dead, 45 minutes.
Walking Dead was a super, super long
8
line
p.m.
all year.
Oh yeah. So last night, everybody's on the ground because there's no stilts tonight.
That's a pretty cool zone. Oh, we have to pause. Okay. So, rewind, pause, rewind. You see, wait, who is that, right? So first of all, my friend Val, who was in the scare zone, they gave her a chainsaw on the final night. So, one, that's gonna be amazing. But two, if you rewind, if you see the person that comes right up to my camera there, that was a very special scare actor, which I know I'm gonna reference this because we figured out it was him and I know we talk about it, but that's Mike Aiello scaring in a scare zone on the final night, because that's what happens on the final night. Again, anything goes. So yep, that's Mike Aiello in the scare zone, purging. Don't worry, we'll come back to it.
Yay!
I was just too excited about Val to realize. Yep, see? Ron realized before I did. And there's Val, who sadly no longer works the event.
Tonight. A very specific new purger.
Look at that camera quality.
All year. Looks a little familiar. Wonder who it is.
Yes, this is so good. Val with the chainsaw. She's just the best. I miss her so much. Woo! Camera quality. As you can tell, Ron and I thought that was hilarious. Sign of a true scare actor is if you're holding a chainsaw and you can scare people with just a flick of your head instead.
Why not?
So good. Val.
Okay, so I just did Giggles and Gore, and they had the time posted wrong. So I missed Cast A by a couple minutes. So I saw Cast B for the first time ever. It's the last night, yay. Which means I'm going to be scrambling to go to Cast A one last time, and then doing Bill and Ted's. But now, it's time for my Scarecrow's final set. Well, it's not their final set, it's the final set that I can come to. So
as you can tell, final night, I'm not trying to be a completist. I'm not trying to see every house. I'm literally just going to see my favorites and visiting my favorite scare zones, which is usually how I do the final night. Priorities. You gotta have priorities. So I'm actually drawing a blank. I can't remember his name right now, that scarecrow. But he's still working the event. He was in House of Thousand Corpses last year, so I still see him around. What? I missed the music for this zone too. I have it. But it was the dubstep zone.
This is my final moments with the Scarecrows. It's almost the end of their set, and that means it's going to be the end for me because I had to go to Bill and Ted's last show. So sad. Alright, I just said goodbye to my Scarecrows. So sad. And now I'm going to Giggles and Gore. Say goodbye to all my clowns. It's getting sad, y'all. Okay, so we said goodbye to my Scarecrows. We said goodbye to Giggles and Gore. We saw Michael and Brandon one last time.
And then you get to Bill and Ted's very early.
Of course, it's real. And now we're here for the very last Bill and Ted's. We're here early because that's what you do. So, hanging out with all these people, 30 minutes early, waiting for Bill and Ted's. Final Bill and Ted's.
Quiet, we're just dying.
Ron. Oh, I miss Final Bill and Ted so much.
Thank you to all of our wild stallions for always being there.
The final show is always super long and so good.
It's over. And just like that, it's over.
It's over.
The lights are on like normal. God, that was so funny. I'll talk about that more in a little bit, but as always, I kind of do a walking out of the park moment.
Tradition.
I can't believe it's already over. So, you know, it wasn't, when I first came here the first weekend, I was like, you know, it's not going to be my year. It's not going to be my favorite year. The houses really aren't for me. Scare zones really aren't for me.
Accurate.
I'm going to have fun. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to make the most of it, but it's not my event. And you know what? That's still true. 6 weeks later. This wasn't my favorite year. But as always, the actors and the people involved with it made it something that I loved coming to and loved coming back to. Some of them are my friends, some of them are people that I met in scare zones and I just enjoyed watching. Some of them are Bill and Ted's actors who cracked me up every time I came. So that's why I love this event. Each year you get a new cast of people that you can appreciate and just like enjoy yourself. Watching other people get scared is freaking fun. Getting scared is fun. So yeah, I had a blast. It's over. I'm sad, but it also means that it's time for Christmas stuff. And
too soon, Liz.
I don't
Too
want to
soon.
talk about that yet. It's too soon. Too soon. But
Oh, I'm the same
that's
person.
That's it for Halloween Horror Nights 2014. And it wouldn't be the end of Horror Nights if I didn't run into Tim and Jen in the parking garage on my way out. So that's it, guys. That's it for my Horror Nights vlogs for this year. I hope you enjoyed them. I hope you didn't get too tired of it. And I'll be back sometime soon. There's all sorts of stuff gonna be happening. Oh, I'm not going anywhere.
Oh, I forgot about
soon. Look at all those
this.
cars.
What the?
I went back.
And I'm back in City Walk. The line to get out was like way long. It was gonna be like at least another half hour, and so I decided I'm gonna come back and try to find some food somewhere. So crazy end to my night. Okay, so I'm leaving Horror Nights for real now. The line of cars is gone. So that is it. Goodbye for real now. I think Michael and I are going to do Food and Wine sometime this week.
Orlando
so
life.
I will film it, and I will see you guys soon.
Sometimes when you exit out of the parking garage, it is way too busy, and sometimes it's better just to go in City Walk and get food than wait an hour, especially because at the time I lived 5 minutes away from Universal, and so I didn't need to rush out. I didn't need to rush home. I was right there, so I might as well just go ahead and get food. That was it. I can take this out now. Oh, I can hear again. So that was one of my favorite nights of Halloween Horror Nights ever. So much fun, and obviously I only filmed a portion of it because so much of it is just interacting with friends and having a great time and just saying goodbye to the year. And when you live in Orlando, especially if you go as frequent as I did when I lived there, I think I probably went like 16 or so nights, you really do develop a relationship with the year, even if it's not your favorite. And so it's always hard to say goodbye. That's definitely one of the things I miss most about living in Florida, is getting to go that often. You know, these days I get 5 or 6 nights at the event, and then that's it for me for the year, and I watch the rest of it play out on social media. But it was truly special getting to live there and develop those friendships and watch the event evolve as it went on. So that's it for today. That's our Flashback Friday. Let me know down below if you enjoyed this, if you'd like to see more vlogs like this, and let me know if you have any special request Horror Nights vlogs that you'd like me to react to. If you have a favorite one of my vlogs that you want to know more about and know the backstory to, leave me a comment down below and I will add it to my future list. So I'm hoping to be back with some sort of rumors or news 2 weeks from now. Fingers crossed with the parks reopening that maybe we'll start to actually hear some rumors or start to receive some announcements. And you know, if we do, I'll be back to report on them. So that's it for today. Stay safe, stay spoopy, and I'll see you guys in 2 weeks. Bye.